Thursday. I hope everyone is doing well. For those who don't know, I am Amir, the photographer, and I am a San Francisco based photographer, and I do some dope photos. On this page, you're going to see a whole bunch of everything. I do photography, I also post Islamic videos and reminders, not only to myself, but to everyone who's listening. But this particular video is about jury duty. All right, so this is my jury duty video because I just spent a month literally in jury duty. And so I have some thoughts. I'm just freestyling this one because I really just want to just, kind of say what's on my mind. But first things first, if you're watching this and you haven't done jury duty, you should do jury duty. All right, I'm going to say that first. You should do jury duty. I think my experience, um, it was positive and it was negative. And so the positiveness of it is being a part of a process that determines fate, determines justice. That stuff is cool. I understood that during this process that is really against black and brown people, and I'm just keeping it real. They don't want black and brown people to be on juries. There's a financial implication. Most jobs don't cover it. And so if you're fortunate enough and have the financial means to be on a jury and you get selected, this is the video that you want to see to say, do it, right? You get a chance to be a part of the process. You get a chance to say your opinion. And so that is a good thing about the jury process, right? I was a part of a jury process that was very diverse. You know what I mean? Had 5 white folks, had 4 black people, which is very rare, had 2 Asian folks and 1 Latino. Um, was justice given? Absolutely not. And I'm gonna go a little bit into why, because now that the case is over, I can talk more freely about my experience. But um, if you're in a situation of domestic violence, the odds are for the abusers. In the jury that I was a part of, there was a lot of victim shaming when there were clear evidence that pointed to guilt. And being a part of the jury was very disappointing in regards to getting full justice. I will say that. Going against other misogynistic ideals was very challenging, very hard. But your boy did my best to stand my ground. Hey, what's up, Abby? What's cracking? And so this is about just the process. So if you get selected, I know a lot of people, when I first got selected to be a jury on a jury, I've been selected many times, but this particular time, I got selected. Like I've been selected maybe about 7 to 8 times in the jury pool, and for whatever reason, I never got selected. Whether it's me just not answering, whatever reason. Hey, what's up, Lucy? Um, and so for whatever reason, I never got a chance to be a part of the actual jury. If you get a chance to be a part of it, go through the process. I'm in the city of San Francisco, yay! And so it was a very, very diverse process, and I enjoyed the process. Now, like I was saying, was justice given? No, and it's very against women, and I really felt. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I really felt like in that moment, powerless because you're going against some kind of archaic um, opinions, and when there were evidence that was clear, and there were people who really took offense to misdemeanors versus felonies, and I understood, but this particular person was a person that was a repeat offender that was accused of domestic violence, and the evidence showed that he did it again. And to hear the different excuses that men came up with to excuse the behavior or to victim shame was disgusting, right? And for those who don't know me, because this is the first time speaking to folks, I don't stand for misogyny. I don't stand for anyone that abuses women or children. I work with kids. And so that's just a core value that I have. And so to be on a jury where you had people saying all types of craziness, things that were debunked, and to go through that process it was heartbreaking because there is a potential victim. There is a not just a potential. There's multiple people that are involved, and to know that justice may not be given. Now, in my particular case, it was pretty much a ton of non-guilties, and there were only like 2 misdemeanors, and so that was very, very disappointing. The process being on a jury was cool. Like you going in there, the best thing about it, besides is being diverse, right, is being on a jury of diverse people. I mean, just to see that process, because it shows you what our country is supposed to look like. Our country is a beautiful country. It's supposed to be diverse. Everyone's supposed to come together and people share their opinions. I appreciate that process of trying to be, kind of just calling it down the middle. But you can see why it's rigged up against people, right? There's a financial implication that keeps people from being on juries. There's a negative stigma about just being in the process. And what I would say to anyone that's in doubt about whether they should be on the jury, think about being a victim advocate. Sometimes we think about being just the kind of the executioner and having that faith, but think about potentially being that saving grace for a family or a woman or a guy. And I think that was empowering to know that I could potentially, kind of sway people one way or the other. The fact that it was 4 African American folks on the jury was very empowering. But you're going against a lot of just opinions, you know what I mean? Going against a lot of kind of old thinking. And so things that just kind of defy common sense. Um, hey, what's up, Giovanni? Just want to say what's up to you so we can, keep it moving. But if you haven't been, I know people are like, I don't want to do it. You should do it. If you get a chance, if your job provides the coverage for it, I know everyone's job is different. Definitely try to do it, man. I love the fact that I got a 90-minute lunch. So getting a 90-minute lunch every day was dope. You know what I mean? Getting a chance to learn different perspectives was cool. To see evidence, to see body cam footage, to hear 911 audio was cool. The judge, shout out to the judge, you know what I mean? Judge Randall. Um, Definitely a dope judge that was very respectful. And when they couldn't, accommodate us, they tried to do their best, right? Um, be a part of the jury, be a part of the American process. I would definitely do it again. If someone asked me, would you be a juror? Yes, I would do it again. Um, you know what I mean? My job covers it. It was very empowering. And I think that everyone else should do it. You know what I mean? Because it's so much that you can learn from the process. You learn about the judicial system. You learn about how judges work. You learn about the court process. You know, um, you see behavior. You get to see non-body communication, and it's just so many things that I learned from it. It was really, really dope. So my first time doing a jury, like I said, I did. It felt like a literally almost a month. So I went from late July of last month to pretty much yesterday. So this is fresh, and so just to go through that process, I'm happy that it's over. I missed the first day of my son's school, and I got a chance to take him to school today, which was dope. My son is in high school, so I got a chance to be there with my kid. But yeah, be on a jury. If you haven't got a chance, trust me. If your job covers it, if you can afford it, if you have the personal time off, the PTO, try to do it, y'all. All right. So I don't want to go too deep. I don't want to make these too long. But hey, if you haven't already, please like. I'm a new YouTube person. I'm trying to build this channel out. The ultimate goal of this channel is to not only spread positivity, but to share my life as a photographer, share my life as a Muslim, as a person in community, and to reach out to folks and to get my family to Africa because I'm trying to get out of here. So thank y'all so much, man. I am Amir, the photographer. This is live on YouTube. Help a brother get monetized, all that good stuff. And thank y'all for the love, man. Want to shout out Lori, shout out Lucy, what's up? Shout out Abby, shout out Giovanni. Thank y'all for the support, man. Peace out. Let's see how can we stop this? All right, we're gonna do it this way. Bam. And